Hello, everybody. Denobi 2 here. Thank you for joining me once again on a good old-fashioned unboxing. Welcome. I gotta tell you, I'm really excited to do this unboxing with you guys. This is something that I enjoy sharing with the audience, and I am really just blown away with the whole experience with War Machine. I didn't think a figure like this, based on I don't want to say old movie. I mean, the film was released, Iron Man 2 was released back in 2010. So the fact that Hot Toys decided to revisit one of their earlier releases and make major improvements really is astonishing, and it blew me away. I am 100% impressed on what they did. First of all, this figure does not feel cheap. It feels heavy. I like that. They made tons of major improvements from the first figure. And as much as I would like to tote you getting your own, if you're lucky enough to find your very own, this thing sold out extremely quick. You could take your chances on joining the waitlist on Sideshow, but you know, I think it's funny that other collectors who are doing the reviews are plugging, hey, go to Big Bad Toy Store and so forth, if you're lucky enough to find the figure. And that blew me away. This is an old character. This is a second version of a character that Hot Toys made, and the fact that there's still love, that there's still demand for War Machine Mark 1 caught me off guard. It caught me off guard so much I didn't pre-order it because I didn't think there would be much demand for this figure. I honestly didn't. I was lucky enough to get this one through Big Bad Toy Store, but I didn't want to go through Sideshow. I didn't pre-order it through Sideshow, and I didn't want to play the waitlist game with them. So I got mine through Big Bad Toy Store. You can see that I'm kind of customizing War Machine. I like the articulated hands. I don't like the jazz hands, and I don't like the fist punch. I like the articulated fingers because it looks real. I like the Don Cheadle sculpt, but I'm not going to pose him with the open helmet, so I honestly don't care. Plus, I think it's a reused version of a sculpt, so I like War Machine. I don't like Don Cheadle. If anything, I prefer Terrence Stamp. I'm still for him. These are the instructions. I'll look at those later, and they really packed it with a lot of accessories. They gave you a lot of battle damage accessories that you can customize this version of War Machine. That is plastic, by the way, in case you're wondering, and it's good. It really is. I mean, I like the bullet holes on it and the damage on there. I even like that they gave you the swappable piece for the gun there, so that you can swap it up for battle damage. That is the ex-wife there. You did get the ex-wife with the version 1 of War Machine, which I don't have anymore because I knew they were going to do a stellar job on this one, so I quickly sold it. I took a loss on it and I got rid of it. Everything looks different. I had the first version for a very long time, so I can already see the subtle changes, right down from that Gatling gun to the base here. I like the base, but I have no need for it. If anything, I'm going to end up displaying this War Machine in my Hall of Armor right behind it. And I'm going to use the Iron Man 3's Iron Patriot stand so that I can kind of finish off this unboxing with you guys. It's beautiful. I can't stress on how wonderful and how beautiful Hot Toys did on this. Right down from the height to the extra detail to the feel. It feels like there's a lot more metal in this figure versus other die-cast figures in this particular line. I'm really blown away by it. I didn't think I would be this excited for a second version of a character that I already owned, but they did it. They really knocked it out of the park on this one. They really did. I'm gonna go ahead and swap out the hands here. It's pretty easy. Same structure there to snap them back on, and I do want to get the Gatling gun attached to him, to his back. I can kind of show you the details. I had a little bit of difficulty kind of slipping the peg on there on the hole there. You want to apply somewhat of amount of pressure on there. I was just scared. I didn't want to break it. You know, I'm to a point now where I love Hot Toys, but I don't trust their quality yet. I'm just so used to getting burned by some of their products, as far as things falling off, parts falling off, and so forth. So I am extra careful. It's not like the good old days where I used to be able to rush through a unbox, and now I'm very careful and skeptical now. I love the guns. I really did. You know, one of the problems I had with the version 1 of of War Machine was that the guns couldn't stay positioned right. They fixed that in this version. I will say, if there's one thing I am concerned about, it's the shoulder joints. They're the piece of plastic that is holding these heavy arms. So if you have your own, or you plan on getting it, if you can find your own, I would probably recommend being careful with the position of the arms, because those plastic joints look questionable. I do want to apply the batteries on there, and do want to unscrew the flap on there. It's very self-explanatory. You pop the 3 little cells on there and turn it on, and you have a kick-ass arc reactor powered on, which looks brilliant. I'm gonna also swap out the batteries on the head too. It's pretty easy. I like that the second casing in there wasn't screwed on, so it pops right off. You can put the batteries right in there. Pretty easy. I like how, which this is a major improvement. If any of you have ever owned the first version, the batteries were a pain in the butt to swap out the helmet. The batteries on the arm, pretty self-explanatory, very easy. The guns hide it. And I do want to install the XY on this version. I didn't have it installed in my first version, but in this one I do. It's pretty easy. It pops right in. I like the spring mechanism that snaps right back into place. And I will show you the little grenade launchers on there on the other shoulder, which I believe was never even seen in the film, but was always, I guess, part of the suit. Here it is, all lit up, and kind of playing around with it. This is just a really fun figure. It's not very often that I get an Iron Man suit that's this fun. I love Iron Man. I collect a lot of the Iron Man suits, but I'm actually one of the few individuals out there that actually enjoyed Iron Man 2. I loved Iron Man 2. I really do, even though it wasn't such a great, script and story. I love it. I love the suits. I love the Mark 6, and I've grown to like this guy, even though I did make a video in the past about how rough it is. But it's cool though, because I'm gonna build the trifecta here. I'm gonna get Whiplash and War Machine and the Mark 6, and I'm gonna have these guys together in position, and it's gonna look good. It's gonna look really, really badass. I look forward to that day. Folks, I want to say thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below. Let me know if you are for this version of War Machine, or if you're still happy and content with the first version of it, or if you're going to trade it and get this one. If you can find this one, let me know. Thanks for watching.